Welcome. It is currently Monday, January 1st, and it is 8:30 p.m. Welcome to the channel. My name is D, and the name D is not normal. To me, means basically I don't fit in with everybody. I have different goals. I have different messages I put out, and I feel like I have a different purpose than others. And to get more in depth of that, I feel is my purpose now, as a growing adult, is to change the way the youth thinks. This channel isn't going to be focused on that. Pretty much that's outside of my social life. That is my personal purpose and what I do behind closed doors. But I will give you guys glimpses and sneak peeks of what that's like on my end, which is whether that's either me writing my book or even as much as speaking to the youth. Something I plan to do a lot this year, hopefully. And that's also something I have to get into, what 2024 is going to be like for me and how I want it to go. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this is my year, or, I'm not going to do all that stuff you see everybody else doing. I'm going to just get straight to it. Number one, I hope, I'm not going to say I hope, that's something, that's like you waiting for it to fall out the sky. But, number one, I am definitely going to upload the short films to this channel later on. When I mean later, I mean probably by the end of this month. As the more content I put out gains more traction, I will most definitely be putting out a short film later on this month. Number two, which I'm completing right now, upload my first YouTube video. And number three is to gain financial stability. That's my biggest goal as of this year, because I want to be a thriving young adult. What I mean by a thriving young adult is I don't want to make it seem like I have everything set in stone, but I want to be transitioning into a stable adult life. It's all going to start out small, but I hope, here's that word again, it's going to start out small, but eventually it will lead to stability and doing everything it is that I really want to do. Number four will most definitely also be, I will hit 1K on this channel in the first 4 to 5 months, maybe earlier. Not gonna say maybe, but it all will come into fruition. Number five is to finish a book that I've been writing since last year, May. I think that was May. It was either May or April I started writing the book. I'll go into further detail about that later. And for number six, it's just, man, get used to this, Get used to being in front of this camera and filming. I am a film major at Charter Technical College. My biggest dream is to be a screenwriter and a film director under my own production company. Personally, I like indie films more than I like big blockbuster films, because big blockbuster films now are just not as good quality as they used to be. They're not quote-unquote blockbusters. But indie films are sort of coming on the rise. Like recently, Raka Raka, a YouTube channel that I grew up watching, they just put out one of my favorite horror movies from last year. Talk to Me, an indie film that they got picked up by a big production studio. But beforehand it was not going to be released across the entire world. It was just going to be released in, pretty sure in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and they did that film all on their own. But I don't want to go through a big production company. I want to do it all on myself because I feel as if I can do it all on my own. Not trying to make it seem like I don't want the help. The help will be gladly appreciated, but I feel like it'll be a better story to tell, you know, later on down the line. And when it comes to the youth, I just say that because nowadays I don't see kids doing a lot of kid stuff no more, you know, that I did growing up. I'm not that old, I'm 19, but I feel that old. If you feel what I'm saying, I feel that old. So I just don't see a lot of kids doing kids things no more. You know, going outside, riding bikes, or playing video games. They play video games, but not as much as, you know, we used to growing up. When we got the chance to play video games for the first time. Yeah, that's just another thing I'm heavily noticing. I want to be a part of my purpose is, you know, changing the way the youth thinks, especially in a world where social media runs everything, and a child of the ages from 10 to 13 already have a cell phone in their hand, maybe even younger, and it takes away from that spark kids have when they're younger, like imagination, and, you know, a lot of their creativity goes out of the window with, you know, seeing everybody doing the same thing. There's no more originality in these kids. Kids are easily influenced, so I want to drag them away from that with more, you know, fun things like fantasy books, or just, you know, fantasy films, like films that bring out that, you know, that kid in everybody. Not even just kids, but like adults as well, young adults and teenagers. I'm a very different person, as I would say. My whole thing with not fitting in is something that I figured out a long time ago. I always had different interests. I never wanted to be a part of a big crowd or anything like that, you know. There was always something about me that never stuck with other people, and that's when I realized not everybody's meant to be, you know, in the circle. It's okay to be outside of that circle and find yourself, if that makes sense. There's more to my story. There's more to my life that you will see as this channel grows and this channel moves forward. Just be glad that you're a part of the journey. If you're watching, subscribe, like, and comment on this video, and enjoy the life of D is Not Normal.